Okay, so this is the third set of testing. I just wanted to put this table up here to point out that the difference between the mother Bluetti and the baby Bluetti in both panel, the capacity of the panels and the storage is almost exactly a quarter as between mother and baby. So that's worth bearing in mind as we look at the results I'm about to show you and the ones in the previous videos. So here, this day of testing, 28th of September 2024, quite near Heathrow Airport. Clear and sunny with a little cloud. Later on I'll show you a picture where the sky isn't quite so blue. But also the other thing to note is, first of all, that the van is pointing southeast-ish throughout the period, and also at this beginning part of the day the sun is coming from behind that small tree, and you can see across the footpath the shadow of the small tree, which is pointing in the direction really of the van. And then when we get down to our first reading, this is the level of shadow that was on the solar panel. But another point to note is that this is the percentage of the solar panel delivery. And for the roof ones, for the mother system, it's 18.25%, whereas for the panel on the front, it's 41.67%. I think I'm right in saying that all the way down this table, we'll see that the panel on the forehead, this one that you can see in the picture with the shade on, is constantly more than double the percentage of the 800 watts on the roof. You can see that follows through at 10:39. Less shadow now on the panel as time goes by, but still a good bit more than double in terms of the percentage performance for the panel on the front. 10:49, much less shadow, and much less shadow still, 10:55, and then just this tiniest bit of shade still on the panel, but by 11:01 I was saying that the shade had gone. Now we're looking at 25% performance on the roof and 60% performance on the front. We then got some clouds, and I took a few readings as we went down, and even when the amount of watts coming in was very low, which must have been a cloud passing by, we're still getting more than double the performance percentage-wise on the front panel. And again, that just keeps going up. The 30.75 goes to 77.78, so it's more. Now, what I did do then for a period was I started charging one of my Ryobi batteries for the power tools that I have. Incidentally, Ryobi, or at least one of the ecosystems, is probably worth you getting into, because there's an awful lot of useful things that you can get powered on those batteries, and you can charge the batteries from either of these Bluettis really. That was taking out about 45 to 68 watts, but so far it makes no difference. The other thing that I've done is I've added state of charge. So in this column, the state of charge column, you can see the percentage that each of the Bluettis is saying that it has. This one starting at 59, that one starting at 60, and of course that one's got the slight handicap of the Ryobi battery charging. But nonetheless, as we carry on down, and I did a picture there just to show you the amount of cloud that was coming in by this time, and you can pause this and have a look at these actual figures if you want to, if you want to study it that closely. Then at this point, which was just after 12:46, I decided to adjust the state of charge because the baby was at 99%. Now, if it goes to 100%, it's going to stop taking in any watts at all from the solar panel, making the test virtually pointless. And so what I did was I boiled a kettle a few times to discharge some of the power out of the mother Bluetti, and at the same time I was charging the mother Bluetti from the baby Bluetti. And so for the next few readings, I don't give the state of charge levels. We're still, in fact, there we've got 32, and 42 is not double, as it appears to be just about everywhere else, or double or more, and neither is the one before. But they are fairly obviously two good examples of when there was a cloud going over. So it'll be a question of how much of the cloud was on which of the panels. Now, at 150, I had got to the point where both mother and baby were at 50%. So from then, it was a race to see who could get the fullest before the sun went down. And the clear winner was baby, having achieved a 78% state of charge, whereas mother was at 66% state of charge. So what have we learnt, really? I think what we're going to find is that as we get further into the winter, the baby system is going to deliver potentially even more than the mother system with all the 800 watts on the roof, just because the sun is never going to get very high in the sky. And so it's going to have a hard time charging from the roof panels, and most of the charging is going to come from the baby panel on the front. The other thing that I'll be looking at some point relatively soon is charging the van, charging the Bluettis from the van system, from the car engine, as it were. There are a few different ways of doing that, but that's another thing I'm going to look at down the line. Most probably what I'm going to look at next is what can you drive off these Bluettis, and I'll probably take them one at a time. I should think mother first, and we'll look at what could you sensibly make use of that big Bluetti for, whether it's cooking a meal or making a coffee or all of the other things that you can do, and ways that you can make the best of whatever amount of energy you have coming in.